Hello, I'm Adrian Ashton, and welcome to the specialism strand on social enterprise. So, I'm your host, guide, entertainer through the next set of tutorials in this theme. So, a little bit about myself as the person who's guiding you through these short video introductions at the start of each tutorial, but then also as the person who's put together the notes and the materials for your further reading and understanding around some of the themes as well. So my name's Adrian. And based on the various paperweights and doorstops, as I call them, other people call them awards, that I've been given over the years, lots of people in lots of countries seem to think I know quite a lot of good stuff about social enterprise. Not only what they're about, but how they work and how to best support them and understand them. But the idea of these next package of 6 tutorials is to help you get a handle on what social enterprise is, why it might be a good thing, and how they start to work, how they're different, what you need to consider if you want to start to develop one. Now, this isn't going to be a traditional university academic, listen to a lecture, read some notes, look at some books type course. Instead, as you've already gathered, the format is a bit different. There's a talky head bit like this at the start of each tutorial, and then there's a few pages of notes with some tables, some charts, some arguments, and then also some further reading. But also, there'll be some question prompts at the end of each tutorial as well. So it's entirely up to you as to how deep dive you want to go into the material. You could just skim across the top, and that's fine. It'll give you a flavor of what social enterprise is all about. Or you could actually really drill down into it. Use those reflective questions as a starting point. Use the links to further reading and other resources to think about expanding your own knowledge, directing your own learning further with these additional or initial prompts and suggestions. Now, in 6 tutorial sessions, I'm afraid the bad news is there's no way that we can convey everything you need to know about social enterprise ever, because there's just too much out there. However, over the course of the 6 tutorials, what we should be able to do is give you enough of a grounding in the basics of what social enterprise is about, how they're structured, how they can operate, and the considerations to be thinking about. And then also within that, how you can take it further. And also in the interests of keeping it practical, so rather than just being another academic strand, we're actually going to be structuring the tutorials and the materials around a recognized planning template called the Social Business Model Canvas. Now, we're going to talk about that canvas a bit more in the first tutorial, but essentially it's a mapping template. It's not a business plan, because business plans can be quite overwhelming, quite daunting, quite onerous, quite a slog to get through. The canvas is one page. It's one image, it's one A4 sheet that prompts questions, that asks you to consider different aspects of what a social enterprise could be. So we're going to be using that as a structure. So the idea is that as you work through the tutorials in turn, as you take notes, as you think about the different material and how you might want to respond to it and what your thoughts are, you just start to capture that in your own notepads, Word documents, but also within that Canvas sheet. And then by the end of tutorial 6, you'll have the basis of a social enterprise model and the outline of a plan, and the ability, if you wanted to start to be able to pitch it to investors or for funding or to work in partnership with others. So 6 tutorials, practical stuff going through, lots of extra additional stuff along the way as well. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. Any feedback you can give on the course would be great, but otherwise, happy learning.